Hi, my name is Virginia Tongol. I am a native English speaker, but I'm also a PhD student in medicine in the Netherlands. As a bit of background, I have a bachelor's degree in French language and literature, and I have studied for years the Dutch language, both at a Flemish school and in the university setting here in the Netherlands. And I would like to say that the language training I have received in both of those contexts is fundamentally different than the language training that I received from Hungarian Language Solutions in preparation for my simplified naturalization interview for Hungary. And that's because what HLS does, HLS has a core curriculum that they have developed themselves to help you in the most efficient way possible acquire what you need to know and how you need to say things and how you need to conjugate verbs and how you need to speak politely, which is not a focus of like a normal A1 through B2 language education elsewhere in any sort of like university setting, for example. So for that reason, like I think the lessons that HLS has designed are just indispensable for success in the simplified naturalization procedure, and I could not highly recommend them more. I think like they are the reason that I was able to pass the exam ultimately. I mean, obviously having like the proper documentation helped, of course, and is essential. But in terms of the language component, I would not have been able to do it without Hungarian Language Solutions. And then secondly, for people who are thinking of applying for this procedure in the future, I think one thing that I would like to say kind of at the end of this process now is that fundamentally, simplified naturalization is an administrative procedure, no different from getting a passport in your home country or picking up your driver's license or something like that. And so with that in mind, you know, the person who will do the procedure with you could be a high-ranking consular officer or, you know, or a clerk. But it doesn't matter because ultimately it's the same procedure. They're following the same set of rules, the same rubric. And I think that like HLS knows that rubric better than anyone, and therefore they've designed this tailored curriculum to help you learn how to best work with that. But also, I think what's important to remember is that this is just an administrative procedure. If I look back on it, perhaps 50% approximately of the questions that I was asked throughout the entire process were the same questions that I got when I was registering as a new inhabitant in the Netherlands. And I actually used a lot of the same documents for the two procedures. So I think just to keep that in mind, that you know, I think I ultimately I over prepared for the interview and I got way too nervous about it and stressed myself out way too much when ultimately like this is an administrative procedure. There are a set of rules. There, you know, this is done very frequently. So, you know, I guess I would tell myself in retrospect, calm down a little bit. It's going to be fine. I would say know your documents in and out. Check the translations of your documents to make sure that they are actually reflective of reality, and know every single thing that you've written in your application, not only in the biography, but also every document that you've included, and how to discuss those at length. I did get some rather complex questions about some of my Dutch versus US identity documents, and my first reaction was actually spreek je Nederlands? Said they spoke Dutch, but it was just kind of a joke. And the consul looked at me and shook his head no. So I managed to get my way there in Hungarian. But I would not be here today, almost a Hungarian citizen, without the help of Renata and her team at HLS. So I highly recommend them. This is the only language school out there that can prepare you for this interview. And if you want to learn additional Hungarian, like I am, I mean, there are many other avenues to do that. But for this procedure in particular, there's no other choice. I would highly recommend this to guarantee your success. So thank you.